Hey there, YouTube. It's Kurt here, and today I want to talk a little bit about a very touchy subject in some circles. Recently, it was Record Store Day in my local community, and apparently National Record Store Day. I never grew up on record stores, but it seems like kind of a cool thing in general. And there was a controversy in my own community about the bands performing for a local record store, but they were doing it for free, and it kind of caused this kind of giant argument via social media and I guess in person too about when bands should play for free, if they should play for free at all. Now, like I understand, like musicians can be a very integral part of any community anywhere, and it can be really nice and it can be really helpful if we use our talents. Hopefully, some of us are talented towards a good cause. So, like musicians play benefits and stuff like that all the time, and some famous musicians they dedicate their time to doing benefits and the like. So, really, that can be a very good thing. I think there's a contrast to when celebrities play for free and when local artists play for free. When celebrities play for free, it's almost like an instant like donation machine. And a lot of times, like if a local musician plays for a local benefit, it may not draw that much attention because they're just starting out. So, like when it comes to the live scene, I think there's also a contrast between the live scene and recording scene. And I'm sorry for making this so complex, but it's important to keep in mind that when you're a poor musician and broke musician and you're starting out with your craft, it's okay to name a price. If you work for hours and hours on end to develop your skill, to develop your talent, and develop your craft, that's something very valuable. And even on the local market, it's like something that is becoming more saturated as time goes on. But you got to realize, like when you play, instruments break. You might start out with a Squire Strat, and it might not sound that good when you're playing live. Like when you get money back from your craft, it feeds into your craft. That's one of the most important things you can remember when you're evaluating whether you should play something for free or demand a price. Now, when you're demanding a price, you gotta think about who's getting the best end of the deal in any situation. When a bar owner comes up to you and says, "Hey, you can come and play at our bar," it'll be great publicity for you, and like we might talk about something in the future. It might be a scam. If they know you're talented, they might just be trying to get free publicity for their own bar and make their own customers happy at no charge at all. So if they're doing that, it might be a scam. And if they're just trying to get any old band in there, they might get a free band that's terrible and actually drives away customers. So, like, if you know you can please people, it's okay to name at least a small price. And bar owners that book bands for free, they might just not know what they're doing. Now, the biggest scam you can get in is a bar or booking venue that contacts you, and you might not have ever heard of them before, and tries to get you to sell tickets and gives you a ticket quota. Doesn't guarantee you any pay, it just gives you a ticket quota. Essentially what they're doing is they're getting people that would probably already come to the bar, getting their money, and then getting your money for selling tickets to their bar. And if you're a small time band, that's something you just don't want to do. With all that in mind, I'm sorry, I'm going to try to keep this as quick as possible and get as much information to you. If there's a community setting, I guess like Record Store Day, if you understand that you might be giving away free promotion to another venue or giving promotion away to customers that might expect that in the future, that is your choice. I'm not going to bash your decision as long as you're fully informed as a musician. But realize that the live scene is probably an area of music where musicians are probably most undercut at the lowest level. And that's why musicians stay at the lowest level for as long as they do, is just because there's a lot of undercutting going on. With that said, I do believe it's more appropriate to give away your recorded material. Like, recorded material is just something that is so much different than the live scene. Recorded material is just there. It's always going to be there. And I feel like a lot of artists make so much money off of recording, when really it's just such a great promotional tool. And in all reality, like if you're a great band and you're not that heard of, you're going to be able to make a lot of money playing live music if you know how to work it. And that's going to be what's going to fund your recording. So when it comes to live demand, try your best to demand some pay, unless it's for a great cause, to demand some pay for your talents and for your hard work and for your effort. Because at the end of the day, that's how you're going to make it in the long term. Because more money that comes from music means less money that is demanded from a job that you're working if you're trying to make ends meet. It just goes back into your own investment of music, and that's the most important thing to keep in mind. I'm not saying you should never play for free, but if you're serious about musicianship, you should probably play for money at least 95% of the time if you're playing live. That's just my opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, and you can discuss in the comments section, but that's the way you make it as a musician, is just to try to evaluate your worth objectively. That does not have to draw from your passion. I feel like so many people make kind of a douchey comment and say, oh, if you play for money, you're about the money. No, if you play for the money, it means if you play for at least a little bit of money, if you play for at least pocket change, that means you have at least some self-esteem as a musician. And that's what we need, I think we need to understand as a community and as a national community of musicians. And that's my take on it, and you're free to disagree with that, because we live in America. So, okay. That's all I got for tonight, guys. I'll try to upload more stuff. I just wanted to do this quick topic of, musicianship and payments and all the craziness that goes on with that. So anyway, I appreciate it, guys. If you have any questions, I'll discuss it further. If you want to subscribe. If you like the video, like all that stuff. So thanks, guys.